Ayubowan, Teruwan Saranai. Welcome to our Poson Poya program, organized by the Vishwa Daham Pasala. My name is Sudham, and alongside me is Devlini.
ආයුබෝවන් පොසොන් ශ්‍රී ලාංකීක බෞද්ධ අපිට ඉතාම වැදගත් දවසක්. ඒකට හේතුව තමයි අනුබුදු මිහිඳු මහරහතන් වහන්සේ ලංකාවට බුද්ධ ආගම අරගෙන ආවේ පොසොන් පොය දවසක හින්දා. Let's invite Shenul to lead the event of Buduguna Vandana.
Shanti Nayakayan Vahansa Jeevasayana Buddha Obavahanse Saranayami Yana Nomadana Klesha Vasagayata Hasu Mage Jivitaya Puja Karami Shanti Nayakayan Vahansa Jeevasayana Buddha Obavahanse Saranayami Yana Nomadana Klesha Vasagayata Hasu Mage Jivitaya Puja Karami Mage Puja Karami. Thank you.
Thank you, Shayul. Bohoma Ping Shenul. Abi Hamomava Savadiyakata Samaduna. Now, we will move on to Key Stage 1, who will perform the story of Poson Poya, Gift of Light, the Way of Life. Over to you, Key Stage 1.
A fine day was here again. Eat, drink and dance and forget all pain. A joyous occasion, celebrated in style. Killing for fun, but worthwhile. Vivanam piety rode the street. Never he knew who he would meet. His people in full of joy on his way to a hunting ploy. The best of bows and arrows at his side, aiming a deer he took a stride. The fawn ran to a mehintala ground, Kinder following rounds and rounds.
Right, thank you, Sadevli. Took the aim and was about to shoot. Tissa stop, made him stop en route. Manu dear?
The thing to see you dare to look. A golden light was atop the Mehintala rock. The rarest of scenes the king had ever seen. The sight was peaceful and serene.
Amazed by the scene, the king did ask, "Who are you? Why did you stop me?"
Young Maharaja, Samaraja Sasavaka. Taveva Anukampaya Jambutipa Itagata.
King followers, we are of the enlightened one. Out of compassion to you did we come. From Dambadeva, the neighboring land, offering via the friendship hand. Who is the enlightened one? I myself have heard of none. Laying down the arrows, the king, the laying down the arrows and the bow, the king went down on his knees very low.
Can you please teach what did he preach? On the grounds, king listened to the speech. The way of life he did learn. Way of life did you learn? I learned to pay respect to my mother.
Again, answer thus.
No, you have to say that.
Can you say that then?
No, you said that.
I learned not to tell lies ever. I learned to refrain from killing.
I learned not to harm others.
And to refrain from telling lies. I learned to be helpful to others.
And listen very kindly to others. You never take things that are not given.
And never take things that intoxicate mind.
Fighting for anything is not worthwhile. You'll never ever take a life.
Buddhism is not something we believe in. Buddhism is something we do.
Buddhism is our way of life. Buddhism is the gift of light.
Pumastuti Malila Sanangila. That was a beautiful presentation of Gift of Light, the Way of Life from our youngest class of our Dhamma school. We are all very proud of you. Next, we have a song performed by Saini in KS1, Malaknela.
Malaknela kenawi putu sadu sapitua. Ejak keputu sadu madasa ihisi balua. Purwa noa me nilanya atame atani. Me malama manalakas dan makin malawatan. Mahalala mahagala hindai muiwi masane. Tawana ay opama jaka inahane. Rida iskule enne bayune nuku amma eskala mama nuere diana kowa nuene mama apa pawasane itin tawane esima dasirine Maga
you, Sayoni. Wonderful singing, by the way. Now, we will move on to Akane from Key Stage 1, who will recite the Dhammapada Gatha.
Miss Akane is, I see him online right now.
Pute, Aken is from Key Stage 1, not from my class.
So Damputa, you can go ahead with the program. Akane is not present.
Okay, unfortunately, Akane is not present, so we will move on to Metmi from Key Stage 1, who will perform Mal Sugande Dam Sugande.
Mal sugande dam sugande sil sulangal pavela sambudun sambhavani ai sadhu sadhu vandana Mal sugande dam sugande sil sulangal pavela sambudun sambhavani ai sadhu sadhu vandana Mihin talawai dahamawai shantan pudunamayai Kata katat me kiyane shasane itihasayai Mihin talawai dahamawai shantan pudunamayai Kata katat me kiyane shasane itihasayai Ratnamali Saradune Deo Babun Puja Labai Ne Mahagal Mulkiane E Tumabimane Ratnamali Saradune Deo Babun Puja Labai Ne Mahagal Mulkiane E Tumabimane Mal Sugande Dam Sugande Sil Sulangal Pavela Sambudun Sambhavani ai sadhu sadhu vandana Rao naga hoga galane jati jai khanayai Singhale vikuman kiyane mi polo nardeshai Rao naga hoga galane jati jai khanayai Singhale vikuman kiyane mi polo nardeshai Dagabay mahami kay nilwan guan gabayawne gal kulin sitam unado me sihil karuna tune Dagabay mahami kay nilwan guan gabayawne gal kulin sitam unado me sihil karuna gune Mal sugande dam sugande sil sulangal pavela Sambudun sambhavani ai sadhu sadhu vandana Maharajantun Singhale Himaya Daskam Kale E Utum Dahamin Tamale Mas Pavaviskam Kale Maharajantun Singhale Himaya Daskam Kale E Utum Dahamin Tamale Mas Pavaviskam Kale Tira Vidai Pujari Nani Magunagayane Siv Mahadevi Tunna Kevi me ape Buddha Sasane Dheera Virai Pujani Nani Maguna Gayane Siv Mahadevi Tunna Kevi me ape Buddha Sasane Siv Mahadevi Tunna Kevi me ape Buddha Sasane Siv Mahadevi Tunna Kevi me ape Buddha Sasane
Wow, amazing performance, Metmi. Beautifully sang. Now we will move on to the significance of Poson Poya, a group presentation by the Key Stage 2 students, along with Sandawaturakse song by Shenul. Over to you, Key Stage 2.
Poson Day is the day Sri Lanka was given Dhamma.
Poson Poya Day was when Mia Dodero brought Buddhism to Sri Lanka when King Thistle was ruling the country.
Poson is the day Buddhism was introduced to Sri Lanka.
Poson is the most important day for Sri Lankan Buddhists that marks the arrival of Buddhism.
Most of the people became Buddhists, which created a new culture.
Poson was the day when Most Venerable Mihidutero came to Sri Lanka with Buddhism at Anuradhapura Mihintalero. Poson Poya was when Most Venerable Mihidutero recited the Deva Sutra to the people.
Poson, also known as Poson Poya, is an annual festival held by Sri Lankan Buddhists celebrating the arrival of Buddhism. The festival is held in early June and also on June's full moon day.
We celebrate Poson Poya Day every day and not only that day. This was the day that King Devanampiya was given questions to answer to measure his intelligence.
We got Buddhism to Sri Lanka on Poson Full Moon Poya Day. When Mihindutero first arrived in Minhinkale, he asked 3 questions to King Tissa. One was about the mango tree. Number 2 was about the trees among the mango tree, and number 3 was about how many mango trees among the trees. Mihindu asked the king about mango trees to test his intelligence.
Poson is the day Buddhism arrived in Sri Lanka. Time ago, there was a king named Devanampiya. At the time, he ruled all of Sri Lanka. Then one day, he went on a deer hunt and started chasing a deer. Then suddenly, the king heard a voice saying, "Tissa, Tissa." That's when King Devanampiya stopped his deer hunting and found out who called his name. It was Arahat Mahindutero and 6 followers on top of a Mihintale rock. The king bowed to the Buddhist monks, and the Arahat Mahindutero asked a question from the king to find out whether he was intelligent enough to understand Lord Buddha's teaching. And the story goes on. As Sri Lankans, it is very special for all of us to celebrate this day and follow Lord Buddha's teaching and end all suffering. Sandasurak se metsumi gunena divamaturak se sudaradana samiduni ovaveva piyungonu adavil jalaye. Udala hiru selo sanasana Taruena kunse sita pahadana Udala hiru selo sanasana Taruena kunse sita pahadana Samiduni obaveva Pandamba Malaya Madale Sandavasurakse Metsumi Gunena Divamaturakse Tuda Radana Samiduni Obaveva Piyumbonu අදවිල් ජලයේ මල් සුවඳක්සේ සුළංගත වදිනා මව්වදනක්සේ සෙනෙහස ගලනා මල් සුවඳක්සේ සුළංගත වදිනා මව්වදනක්සේ සෙනෙහස ගලනා සමිඳුනි ඔබ වේවා පිහිට මට මේ බව කතරේ සඳ වසුරක්සේ මෙත් සුනිගුණේනා දිව මතුරක්සේ සුද සුද රාදනා සමිඳුනි ඔබ වේවා පියුම් ගොනු අදවිල් ජලයේ.
Well done for the KS2 students. What a beautiful presentation that you did. And I've learned so much from it. And Shenu, that was a beautiful song and it was wonderfully sung. We will now humbly welcome Venerable Dedunapiti Upanandapero to give us a Dhamma talk. We are all very blessed to have you here, and it is such an honor to be able to listen to your words.
Very good morning to you all. Thank you, Venerable Bhante Kusala and members of the teaching staff and my dearest children. So thank you for having me for this short Dhamma talk. Today I thought I should talk about one particular Buddhist term which is at times misunderstood. First of all, and you already know that word, that is karuna, K-A-R-U-N-A, karuna. Karuna generally translates into English as compassion, but in a deeper Buddhist sense, it means, it requires clarification. And so I would like to use two more keywords in order to explain karuna, which is in general English terms, compassion. Those two keywords are sympathy and empathy. Again, it's sympathy and empathy. So as you know, there are so many words ending with pati. Pati means feeling. For example, telepathy. You feel someone from a distance. Antipathy. You feel against someone. Apathy. You don't feel at all towards anyone. So here there are two more words ending with pati, P-A-T-H-Y. Those two words are sympathy and empathy. Now, as I said at the beginning, karuna, which is one of the greatest Buddhist principles, is misunderstood as sympathy. Karuna or compassion is not sympathy. Karuna is empathy. Now let's define these two words, sympathy and empathy. So sympathy involves understanding from your own perspective. Again, sympathy involves understanding from in your own perspective. Later we will explain them again and again. And whereas empathy means empathy involves understanding someone in the perspective, in their own perspective, in the perspective of those who are in the receiving end of your help. In other words, as you express in English, it involves putting yourself in their shoes and understanding them. So again, let's see the difference again. Let me repeat. Sympathy. So pati, P-A-T-H-Y, pati means feeling. So there's a big difference, vast difference between sympathy and empathy. So sympathy means understanding someone in your own perspective, while empathy means understanding someone in their own perspective. I think that way you can easily remember. So now going back to the Pali word karuna, as you know, karuna usually translates into English as compassion. So the compassion is a tricky word. So you feel at times whenever you define karuna, it feels like you feel sorry for someone, you feel sad towards someone, but it's okay, but it's not so good, because lots of people, however, how much, doesn't matter how much agony they are going through, how much trouble they are going through, however agonizing their life is, they don't want your sympathy. They don't want your sympathy. They do need your empathy. Now let's again go another round defining these two words. When you are sympathetic towards someone, you maintain a role you much higher than the other party that is on the receiving end of your help. You may even tend to show off. Recently, months ago, I came across such a case. I knew these both children. One came from a rich family, the other one was poor. You know, it's a classical example. The poor one, his pair of shoes was worn out. He could no longer wear them, but he didn't have money to buy a new pair of shoes. So his parents are living on welfare. So when one of his friends saw that, first, instead of asking about shoes, so the thing is, he was now going to donate him a pair of new shoes. Instead, suggesting that he give him a pair of shoes. Instead, say, I got like 22 pairs of shoes. I got so many. If I want, my mom, my dad will buy me more. And that made that poor boy cry. And that's when this boy said, don't cry, I'm going to give you a pair of shoes. And the other boy was first sad, and then he was so sad, he was then a kind of angry as well. He said, I don't need your sympathy. And he walked away. And then this poor rich child, he cried then. He went home and his mom rang me, made me a call, made a phone call. Then I explained to him, I told him, son, your idea was noble. It's a great idea. Actually, you are very spiritual. You wanted to give your friend, donate your friend a pair of shoes because you got shoes in abundance. You got a bunch of shoes. You got so many pairs of shoes. But I would like to tell you, you started the conversation from the wrong end. That's not the way you ask for help to someone. You don't show off. Instead, so that at that point, the rich boy presented himself before the other boy in a way that he is kind of formidable, meaning he's living in a much higher position. That's why the poor boy didn't want a pair of shoes from him. So sometimes we don't think about that much. We simply think that feeling sorry for someone, usually in English you say, I'm so sorry. But if you just say sorry and then don't offer anything, it's not so good. But That is sympathy. In sympathy, when you are sympathetic towards someone, you maintain a higher position against the other party, the party on the receiving end of your help. Whereas when you are empathetic, you don't show off, you don't talk about how much you have. But there's one instance, except that in case those who are receiving help from you ask whether you got enough, you would simply say, yes, I got enough. Don't worry, I got enough, so that I would like to share with you. And then in practicing empathy, you remain equal to the party receiving your help. Remember that, there's a big difference. You remain equal to the other party. You present yourself as a friend, as a good friend, not as a boss, not as someone who is very high. So that is, most people don't like sympathy actually, but most people like empathy. Sympathy, sometimes you may, when you are being being sympathetic towards someone, you may even cross the line and could end up insulting the other the party instead of helping. That's why some those who receive help, they feel insulted, they feel offended. So you don't talk about how much you have, except that if they ask whether you got enough, you say, yes, don't worry, I got enough, that's I'm sharing with you, don't worry about that. So you always, in practicing empathy, you remain equal. You present yourself as equal to the party receiving your help. So now in Buddhism, karuna or compassion means not, it means empathy, not sympathy. You get shaken by someone else's suffering or pains, problems, issues, and then you offer help. In so doing, as I said, you have to be very careful that you are not being sympathetic, but being empathetic. I heard that you are you have launched a good project, and then these days, you know, in Sri Lanka, there are so many people going through sufferings. Little children have untold difficulties, no food to eat, a lot of children are starving, and whereas by comparison, you got enough of everything. Probably you have things in abundance. So even if you don't necessarily actualize, put your empathy into practice. Always feel empathetic towards anyone who is suffering. Thank you. That's all I have to say. Any questions? I think my time's up, or maybe I have 5 minutes or so, and 1 minute or so. In case you have a question, please ask. So otherwise, I will leave. Appreciate. Miss Sudharma told me and about this program a lot, and then you are lucky to learn from Bante and the other teaching staff. I really appreciate your projects in compassion, Karuna.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Godak Ping. This was such a beautiful and informative talk. It was very clear and said in such a beautiful manner. Deruwan Saranai Swaming Wahanse.
Thank you very much. You are welcome.
Okay, now it's time we take a look at Poson panel creations by the students of Vishwa Daham Pasala.
පහන්නුනාලොව උතුම් සරාසඳ පොසොන් පොහෝ දවසේ මිහින් තලාගිරි හිසින් ගලායන සිහින් වලාතරේ පහන්නුනාලොව උතුම් සරාසඳ පොසොන් පොහෝ දවසේ
Those are all very beautiful creations that you have all made. I'm so very proud of you, and I'm sure we all are. Those are extremely beautiful and outstanding to look at. We now have a short 5-minute break, and we will see you soon after.
A short announcement for all the children. When they come back, please bring a piece of paper, an A4 paper and a pencil or a pen. I will put the message on the chat as well.
Okay, everyone. Welcome back from that short 5-minute break. I hope you've had a good break, but now we will continue and we will give the spotlight to Mutuni from Key Stage 1, who will perform Dura Penene Tenitala. Over to you, Mutuni.
That was a marvelous performance, Muthuny. I loved it so much, and it reminded me of the time that I went to Anuradhapura city. Thank you so much. And we now have 3 speeches given by some of our KS3 students, Ayan, Sudham, and Tenushri, starting with Ayan.
Good morning, Honourable Swami and Vanse, my teachers and my friends. My name is Ayan. Today I'm going to talk about the impact Buddhism has on Sri Lankan people and myself. It was Poson Poya Day. Mihindu Maharajan Vanse brought Buddhism to Sri Lanka when King Devanampiya Tissa was ruling the country. Once Sri Lankan people were gifted with Buddhism, it helped change their spiritual lives in a better way. Buddhism is not a religion. It's a path that can help you make your life better. It can help you calm down. Meditation is one of the biggest practices we've gotten from Buddhism. It will help you calm down, get rid of anger, get rid of stress, and also heal your mind. Also, recent research has shown that meditation is one of the best treatments for many illnesses and diseases. Now, I would like to give one example from myself. I was a person who would get angry and frustrated very easily. After I started the meditation, I can feel that my mind is free and happy. I'm very easygoing and I can easily control my anger, get out of frustration, and very happy. I really recommend meditation for you. It will definitely change your life. Thank you for listening.
The 3rd century BCE, Sri Lanka was still a primitive society. History says that it was a tribal society of Yakas, Nagas, etc. Hunting was a livelihood. As Tissa went on to hunt a deer, he heard a call, Tissa, Tissa, stop, coming from the mango grove. Arahan Mahinda, Hitchin, Uttir, Sambala, Bhaddasala, and Sumana were the special messengers of Emperor Ashoka. Since that day, Sri Lanka had the advantage of Buddha Dhamma in the country. Later on, with the arrival of Teri Sangamitta, more cultures, arts, and crafts were brought in. Buddhism's influence on Sri Lanka has been far and wide. Today, we are a nation with over 90% of literacy, numeracy, and many other skills. Buddhism taught us generosity, discipline, and how to achieve the highest potential of a human being, which is full and complete enlightenment. Personally, Buddhism has made me more developed and improved my social life, making a better impression of myself. For example, Sigalo Vadasutta has taught me to become a faithful friend. Also, in the future, it shows how to run a business. We must be so proud as a nation with 70% majority of Sri Lankan Buddhists. Pinbara Pohodiniak Wewa, Teruwan Saranai.
Everything has a meaning to it. If you look for it, you might learn something new from it. Just like this, when you look into Buddha's life, you can see meaning in everything he did, and you can learn from them. So Buddhism would teach us life lessons as good deeds and good causes. As Buddha said, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the person to die. Yes, God. Why didn't you put your camera? Like everything else, Buddhism gives us knowledge, just about how to end suffering, but also about the world, about how the world works, and the good things and the bad things. Helps people to lead a better and healthy life with honesty in it. Personally, Buddhism helps me to calm down, relieve anger, and not avoid suffering from bad feelings, and gives freedom to thought. This is a quote by Buddha. Never stop learning because life never stops teaching. Thank you.
Thank you for those wonderful speeches. Now, we must move on to our teacher, Gayani, who will perform a mindfulness session. Over to you, teacher.
Thank you, Sudhamputa. Can I just check whether everyone can hear me well? Yes? Perfect, okay. Avasarai Swamina Hansa. Teruwan Saranai, Dula Putala. Hope you're having a really meaningful day so far, and a mindfulness listening to all the beautiful speeches and other presentations done by all our beautiful children. So now I'm going to guide you through a short loving kindness practice. You all heard such an important and useful sermon by Venerable Dedunupitiya Upanandathero about kindness too today. And mindfulness practice has a significant impact on your brain, not only about understanding what mindfulness is important, and it is also important to practice. Practicing mindfulness regularly is very important as well. You know, Kusal Swamin Wahanse take you through every Sunday during Sunday school. Every Sunday he takes you through the mindfulness bhavana practice. So whenever you practice, if you have any questions, please reach out to Kusal Swamin Wahanse if you have any questions. And you need to do it regularly. You need to do practices regularly, as Kusal Swamin Wahanse says, whenever you can. And I'm only guiding you today based on what Kusal Swamin Wahanse has guided to us. Okay, so this mindfulness practice helps and cultivates goodwill, compassion, kindness. So it's really extending empathy towards compassion, and and also will stop and ease people's suffering. And actually, it's a teaching can be used to boost, sometimes reduce stress and well-being as well. I know you're very small at this stage. Maybe that's not that is what you are looking at, but practicing mindfulness is the key and more important thing that I wanted to get you to today. So I spoke about regularly practicing loving kindness meditation. It might be it also increase your capacity to forgiveness, connection to others, and also self acceptance as well. So before we start, let's make sure we remove any distractions, and let's get into a really good posture. So ideally, you should be sat upright. If you're sitting, I can see everybody is seated today. So please see if you can sit upright on your chair, supporting your own weight, not leaning towards forward or backward, straight. Okay. So maybe tilt your pelvis slightly forward to situate that natural curve at the lower back. And that helps you to sit upright without any strain, not forcing you into any uncomfortable positions. Be comfortable. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor and not crossing your legs. I mean, we hear this every Sunday from Kusal Swamin Wahanse, that you need to keep your feet flat on the floor. Now, let your arms just drop down by the sides of your chair to allow your shoulders to just drop down and relax. And your hands on a comfortable position, yeah, on your lap. So you might want to keep your eyes gaze towards downward. If you wanted to close your eyes, feel free to do that. If you wanted to just gaze down, that you're not staring at anything. Wonderful. And we are now settling into a comfortable position. Allow yourself to relax. To start with, take a deep breath. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just give a few moments focusing on the breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. You being aware when you're breathing in and breathing out. Okay. Let's start with thinking of yourself. Allow yourself to feel warmth and tenderness towards yourself as you breathe. Give yourself to be free from suffering and to have joy and happiness. Your life at ease, and as you do this, just notice how you feel it in your own heart, your body sensation, and how you feel. May I be well and happy. May I be healthy. May I be free from suffering. And I experience joy and ease. May I be well and happy. May I be healthy. May I be free from suffering. And I experience joy and ease. And now picture in your mind someone that is close to you, someone that you feel great amount of love. It could be your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your friends, someone who you dearly love. Picture that person in your mind and feel how it feels in your heart. And continue to visualize this loved one. And while you're thinking about them, send them warm wishes, love and kindness. So recite in your mind that the person that you truly love, may you be well and happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from suffering. And may you experience joy and ease. Think about times they were in difficulties. And allowing yourself to send them wishes and to ease suffering. And wishing with all your heart, happiness and freedom from suffering. Now, start thinking perhaps more of a neutral person. Someone that you neither like or dislike. Someone you don't know very well. It could be a distant friend, a relative, someone you neither like or dislike. Although you're not familiar with this person, just think how they may suffer in their own life, maybe having some struggles, difficulties, some kind of difficulties or suffering. And as you visualize this person, send them some good wishes for them to be free from suffering. Wish them to have joy and happiness and life at ease. And whilst you do this, being aware how that feels in your body, and you do this, may you be well and happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from suffering. And may you experience joy and ease. Just being aware how you feel while sending these wishes. How your body, how your heart feels about it. Okay. And now let's bring this practice to an end with wishing all other beings to happiness and free from suffering. Just how you wished to have been able to free from suffering yourself.
Thank you, Gayani teacher.
Thank you, Sudampata. Thank you, Sudampata. I wanted to say one more thing. This practice, if you have any questions, please please go to Bante Kusalatero. He's an expert in mindfulness. So reach out to our Sangya, Bantes. And I hope that you practice these kind of practices whenever you can. And thank you very much. Teruwan Saranai. Over to you, Sudampata.
Teruwan Saranai, Gayani teacher. I am currently in a very serene state because of that session. Thank you so much. Now, we will move on to our Key Stage 1 student, Sadeoli Fernando, who will perform Metmal Pipideva. Over to you, Sadeoli.
Metmal Pipideva, Metmal Pipideva, Gurudewa, Tula Karuna Gurudewa, Metmal Pipideva, Metmal Pipideva, Gurudewa, Tula Karuna Gurudewa. Asha Wiley Gobi Grandpa Letty Weaver Asha Wiley Gobi Grandpa Letty Weaver Happy Philly Jolly Wasi Jolly Jolly My baby Deva, baby Deva, my baby Deva. Karuna Deva, Sita Karuna Diga Deva. Here on the little cup So give sorry, here on the little cup Oh, one shall be set to do it. Never set to do it, love. Little my baby Deva, sit to little my baby Deva. Mona Deva, sit to Karuna baby Deva. Little my baby Deva, sit to Karuna baby Deva. Mona Deva, Tula Karuna Titi Deva.
What a fantastic performance, Sadauli. That was so beautifully recited. And over to you, Saddam.
Thank you. I would like to say that was an amazing performance. I highly agree with Devlini. Now, we will move on and continue with our speeches from Key Stage 3. And we will move on to Budil, Devlini, and Shehan. Starting with Budil. Over to you, Key Stage 3.
Good morning, Venerable Vahanse, teachers and friends. On this Poson Celebration Day, I would like to say a few words about Buddhism and its positive effects. Arahant Mahinda brought Buddhism to Sri Lanka on a Poson full moon day. Amongst many teachings, dana is fundamental to the 2,500-year-old Buddhist tradition. Dana is the practice of generosity. It is not a payment for goods or services rendered. Dana is given from the heart. Dana that is pure in the past, present, and future is highly beneficial. This is an act of merit. The acts of merit bring good, whereas demeritorious acts bring bad. Practice of cultivating generosity, in other words, dana, is an integral aspect of Buddhist practice. Giving with an open and generous heart allows the giver to practice letting go of his or her attachment towards possessions. Dana is a form of generous giving that expects nothing in return. Practicing generosity is believed to help train the mind in a way conducive to attaining enlightenment. Buddhism affects me because it reminds me to be a good and generous person and to be thankful for the things that I have. It also reminds me to be respectful to everyone around me. Dana affects society as well, because if people can be generous as much as they can, we'll be happy and kind people all around us always, which makes the society a better place to live. Teruwan Saranai, and thank you for listening.
Ayubowan. Venerable Bhante, dear teachers and friends. I'm going to be talking about how Buddha's teachings have positive impacts on me and other people. Buddha's teachings influence me to be a better person. It can make me be more mindful and a more likable person too. And it can stop me from committing crimes and getting myself into trouble, as I'll think before I act. Meditation is a significant part of Buddha's teachings, as it is a form of mental training and develops the mind with several different mental health benefits. It can cure stress and anxiety. Buddha's teachings also help us to have a better relationship with each other and have more trust in each other, so no one will do anything unlawful or untruthful. This shows how Buddhism can help me, you, and others around us. Buddha's teachings helped me to develop empathy and compassion, which is especially helpful for the crisis that's happening.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're well today. For this occasion, I will talk about the positive effect of Buddhism, which is brought to our Sri Lankan society. Buddhism helps society to become much more productive and cooperative, thanks to the teaching and Dhamma brought to Sri Lanka by Arhat Mahinda. We use Dhamma to control our thoughts and actions to live a better and happier life. For example, the 5 precepts stop Buddhists from doing unkind and sinful actions. This way we have a kind personality and prevent bad things from happening to us through karma. Buddhism also helps us live a healthy lifestyle because the Eightfold Path teaches us the way to escape samsara and attain nirvana. Right speech lets us Buddhists speak kind words and prevents us from lying, being rude, or saying pointless things. Like livelihood prevents Buddhists to stop being lazy and work hard. Our actions prevent us from harming or stealing, and right mindfulness helps us control our emotions and tame the 3 poisons: hatred, greed, and delusion. Right concentration teaches us Buddhists to practice meditation, and right ethic encourages us to resist evil, and the right view teaches Buddhists to always know the truth and not to trust false information. Right intention rids us of the intention to do evil. In return, we show our gratitude and respect for the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. However, Buddhism wouldn't be brought to Sri Lanka without Arhat Mahinda, which is why we celebrate the arrival of Buddhism into Sri Lanka on full moon Poson Poya Day.
Thank you for those 3 wonderful speeches, and I must agree with what has been said. Now, we will move on to Yugan and Kayan from Key Stage 2, who will perform Malak Nella. Over to you two.
Malak Nella Genavit Budu Saruta Vidua Eya Deka Budu Saru Madesa Hemihita Barua Oruan Nova Miki Anne Ettama Etlin Mi Mala Mama Nelagat Magi Malmatin Amutu Hinavati Himiova Magetahilane Magana Honda Hatirana Papikiane Samaven Himiani Boru Nokalami Hitakin Nelagate Me Malanang Idivalgasakin Nang Igimalgasakin Taluan better than it hella Himi Vadain Holoboru kisi dina nokaranu manavila munne. Taruan better than it hella, hear me rather in there. Holoboru kisi dina nokaranu manavila munne. Stuti.
Well done, Yugan and Kayan. That was a beautiful song that you recited. And now we'll be moving on to Imeth with the poem which he himself wrote. So the stage is yours.
Peace and kindness, observing still, sound of Dhamma on the pathway to Nirvana. Passionate and thoughtful of our destiny, young my heart's affection never ends. Divine Dhamma, awaken mind, yours and mine. Thank you.
Wow, Imeth, that was amazing. I loved your poem. It shows how poetic and literary you are. I love it about you. Well done. Now, we will move on to Yanusha from Key Stage 2, who will perform Mal Sugande Dam Sugande. Over to you, Yanusha.
Sugande silsura pavela sambudun sambhavani aizatu suvandana mal sugande dam sugan silsura pavela sambudun sambhavani aizatu saduvandana. Mihintalavai daham amavai shant udunamai kata katad me kiyan sasne itihasai mihintalavai daham amavai shant anbudunamai kata katad me kiyan sasne itihasai. Ratnavali seradun Devapamun Pujalabai me Mahagalmul kiyanne e utum abhimanai. Ratnavali seradun di pamun Pujalabai me Mahagalmul kiyanne e utum abhimanai. Mal sugande dam sugande silsura pavela sambulum sambhavani sadhu sadhu vandaya. Veera veerai poojaniyai nani gunagayane Siyupama devi dun rakhi me ape budu sasane. Veera veerai poojaniyai nani gunagayane Siyupama devi dun rakhi me ape budu sasane. Siyu Mahadevi dun rakhi me ape budu sasane. Siyu Mahadevi dun rakhi me ape budu sasane. Siyu Mahadevi dun rakhi me ape budu sasane.
Thank you. Thank you, Yanusha. That was beautifully sang. Now we will move on to Devlini from Key Stage 3, who will recite us Jaya Mangala Gatha. Over to you, Devlini.
Bahum sahas mapinim mitasayudang tang kirimekalang udit kore sasena marang danatitang vidina Chitva munindo tang tejasa pavatute jayamangalani maratirek mapiyu chitasap Levekemak matat yakang kanti sudant vidina chitva munindo tang tejasa bhavatu te jayamangalani nalakiring kajavaram atimat putang tavaki chak masaniva sutarun nantang metambusek vidina chitavam munindo tang tejasa bhavatu te jayamangalani etapi buddha jayamangala at kata yovachako dina dine sarati matandi hitvanek vividani chupat vani mokkam sukkam atigameya naro sapanyo. That one, sorry, ma'am.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Beautiful reciting, Devlini. That was amazing. Now, we will move on and continue with our Key Stage 3 speeches with Tisendu, Seth, Hashini, and Akisha, starting with Tisendu.
0109. Venerable Mahasangha, other distinguished signatories, dear parents, and my dear brothers and sisters, I am Seth Gizoisa from Harpenden. You now have heard a lot about the Poson Poya and the significance of this day. The day marks the introduction of Buddhism to our beautiful island, Sri Lanka, by Arhat Mahimathera in the 3rd century BC. For Buddhists, this Poya day is second only to Vesak in terms of importance. Sri Lankans observe Sil during the day. Why are the celebrations of light, such as lanterns, are held at night? On this day, many temples are filled with devotees and pilgrims all over the world. Although Poson is celebrated throughout the island, the major ceremonies are to be found in Anuradha and Viharaya. Let me take you through how the arrival of Arhat Mahimathera and Buddhism affected my way of living. Number 1, I started practicing gratefulness. Be thankful to everyone who helped your way on your life journey. Number 2, I started being kind to others. This includes all human beings and animals. Put a smile on someone's face by being kind to them and make their day wonderful. And finally, number 3, I started to learn how to forgive others. Forgive your enemies. Don't ever hold to an anger because the anger kills you and not others. I hope you learned something from my speech today, and I hope you can practice these 3 points. Thank you. Namo Buddha.
Hello. Today I'm going to talk about Buddhism and its positive impacts to me and society. Buddhism has a positive impact on me and society, as it is a special religion that teaches me how I should live my life. It teaches me not to live a too luxurious or too poor lifestyle and to live a middle way. This is necessary for Buddhists as it allows them to live a balanced lifestyle. Buddhism is all about finding inner peace through various meditation to train the mind for us to stay calm and be grateful for who and what we have. Buddhism is different to other religions because it gives me instructions on what to do in order to reach enlightenment. For example, the 5 precepts, which are do not kill, refrain from stealing, do not commit adultery, refrain from lying and gossip, and not consuming intoxicants, allow me to have a clear mind in order to reach enlightenment and nirvana. Buddhism is important to society because it helps to keep a friendly and safe environment. Due to the meditation, it allows people to think and reflect on themselves and people around them, as well as the environment, which creates peace within you. It also lets people have the chance to eradicate bad thoughts and worries and not be angry. Overall, Buddhism is a very big religion all around the world and has spread to many different countries, such as Sri Lanka and many others. There are many forms of Buddhism with different purposes, such as Zen Buddhism, which is a Japanese school of Mahayana Buddhism, emphasizing the value of meditation and intuition rather than ritual worship or study of scriptures. This has a huge impact on the world as it allows more and a wide variety of people to follow the teachings of the Dhamma, educate themselves, train their minds, and be more productive. This explains why Buddhism is important to me, society, and the country. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for those wonderful speeches. Now we will move on to Yasindi, Virada, and Piyoshika.
Positive effects of Buddhism on me and society. Buddhajana Mahansa told us to follow 5 precepts as a society. By that way, everyone can live a fearless and healthy life. Dhamma helped me to tame my mind, and with that I can live an easier life. When I come across a problematic situation in my life, I turn towards Dhamma. I follow the path which Buddhajana Mahansa asked to follow in similar instances in past. By that way, I have conquered many challenges in my life. I respect Sangaratne, who helped us to learn Dhamma. Thank you.
Everyone, Saranai. Today I'll be talking about Buddhism's positive impacts on me and society. Buddhism has many positive impacts on me and society. Its teachings help everyone learn to be more disciplined and give a clear mind. This helps everyone to respect each other and create a more friendly environment. Buddhism has many great teachings as it helps our society and us to be much more aware. Buddhism also stops discrimination for not only India but many other countries too. Meditation can help us well. Having a calm and clear mind helps in many ways, such as solves problems, clears out bad thoughts in the mind, etc. One of the most best outcomes, people feel more safe and calm as it reduces fear and stress. This also helps people mentally, physically, and socially. Many people tend to fear things, but that helps calm this down and overcome our fear. Buddhism helps by minor things as well. Things like not telling the truth is often caused by doing a bad deed. Buddha helps us stop doing these bad deeds and help us reflect on ourselves. It helps us to be calm near people and to show resilience and respect around others. It helps us mentally to overcome past trauma, losses, and many other things. This shows us that it not only affects us, but the people around us too. This is how Buddhism has many positive impacts on me and society today. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for those wonderful speeches. Now we will move on to Lona Muni Rajage song by Naini teacher on behalf of all the teachers in Dhamma school. Over to you, Naini teacher.
Thank you, Sudamputa and Swamin Hanseking Avasarai. Lona Muni Rajage Sri Dalda Pinvami Lona Muni Rajage Sri Dalda Pinvami मागे हिसके गर्भ यही मागे हिसके गर्भ यही Shri Dalda Pinvami Lona Munirajage Shri Dalda Pinvami Athlete Swami gave whatever me. Athlete Swami gave whatever me. Data diyo noge. Data diyo noge. Luna Munirajage. Shri Dalda Pinvami Lona Munirajage Shri Dalda Pinvami. Teruvan Saranai. Over to you, Sudhamputa.
Thank you, Nani teacher. That was a wonderful performance.
Like Sudham said, what an outstandingly recited song, Nayani teacher. It was absolutely wonderful, and you made me remember how important the teachers of the Dhamma school are to me. I thank you all very much, and all the students here are really grateful to have you all to help us learn. Now, Sudham will be reciting the Narasi Gatha, so the stage is yours, Sudham.
Thank you, Devrini. Teruvan Saranai. Kevarang kiteratte supado lakhana mandit ayat panchi chamare chatte vibhu sita bhado e sahi tui hai पिता नारसियो सख्य कुमार वारु सुकुमालो लखन चिंतित पुण्य सारीरो लोकहिताय गतो नरवीरो ए सही तुई है पिता नारसिंह सासंख निभो मुखवन्नो देव नारायण पियो नार नागो मत गाजिंद विलासित घामी हे सही तुई है पिता नारसिंह हठीय संभाव कुलीनो देव मानुष नमस्सित पादो सील समाधि पठित चित्तो ए सहितुई है पिता नारसिंह आयते युते सुसंचित नासो गोप मुखो अभि नील सुनितो इंद्रधनु अभि नील भागो ए सहितुई है पिता नारसिंह खट्ट sumat सुसंचित गीवो सिंह हनुमीग राज शरीरो खंचन सुच्छवि उत्तम वन्यो सहितुई है पिता नरसिंहो स्निग्ध सुगंभीर मन जो सुघोषो हिंगोले बत्ते सूरत सुजीव हो विसति सीत सुधंतो ए सहितुई है पिता नरसिंहो अंजन वन्न सुनील सुकेशो खंचन पट्ट विशुद्ध लालाटो औषधि पंढर सुहुन्नो ए सहितुई है पिता नरसिंहो गच्छति नीलपाते वियचन्द्रो तारगाना परिवीक्षितरूपो सावक मच्छगातो समनिंदो ए सहितुई है पिता नरसिंहो तेरुवन शरणय.
That was marvelously recited, Sudham. That was beautiful. And now, because today, as some of you might know, is Father's Day, we too are celebrating this joyous occasion with an event that Darshi teacher will be leading.
Teruvan Saranai. Thank you, Devlini. And Sudham, that was beautifully sung. Thank you very much. And Avasarai Bante. So do you know what is Narasiha Gatha? Now, Sudham Maya, I'm asking from our little children. He sang very beautifully Narasiha Gatha. Who are they about? Who are they about? Can anyone tell me? Sudham, can you help our Nangila and Malila?
Princess Mashoya.
Narasiha Gatha is about Rahula's father, who is the Lord Buddha.
Yes, thank you. So it was sung by Princess Yashodhara, I heard.
Sadevli answered that question, teacher.
Thank you very much, Sadevli. Very good. So, during his lay life, Prince Siddhartha had a son, Rahula. We learnt about him in one of our lessons, didn't we? When Prince Siddhartha became Buddha, he visited the palace to see Princess Yashodhara and Prince Rahula. So Princess Yashodhara sang this to Rahula. The gathas, all that you heard now, Sudhamaya recited very beautifully, describes the greatness of Buddha. At one point, I'm not sure whether you remember, but Sudhamaya said that this word, Deva Manussa Namasita Pado, which gives the meaning, gods and humans worship him. So Princess Yashodhara was telling her son Rahula, showing the Buddha that this human being is so great. Gods and humans worship him. So we all worship him for his greatness. The lesson of compassion that he taught to us. We learn what is true compassion today. from Venerable Upananda Thero, didn't we? And so we worship him for this great gift of Dhamma, which is about the truth of life. So Buddha, the greatest truth that he found, he gave this world's greatest gift of Dhamma to his son Rahula. On that day he visited to see him. We have learned that story. But I'm coming back to today. So today in this program, we are celebrating Poson Poya Day, the day we receive that gift of Dhamma to ourselves. That is, as Buddhists, living the way of life the Buddha taught. Therefore, we call him, in our Sinhala terms, Buddhu Piyano. Piyano means father. But in the Western calendar, today has another significance. Today, the 19th of June, is the third Sunday of the month to celebrate a significant person in our life, one individual. Is there a person in your life that goes to every length, all the difficulties to give you the best life? If I say like this, you are the protector of my life. You are the nearest and dearest to me. You have given me unconditional love and care by keeping me among the wise and virtuous. You treat me like a prince or princess. Do you have somebody like that in your life? Yes, very good. Tata, daddy, father. Now what are we going to do? We are going to humbly worship him. And now I want you to take your pen and the pencil pen or the pencil and the piece of paper I ask you to bring. Do you all have it? Very good, all the children, right? So I am going to give you a minute. Now, mindfully listen to me first. Very carefully listen to me. Now, we always say to our mom or dad, I love you. But now you are going to write in one sentence to tell your dad, why do you love him? I love you because you need to write, why do you love him? Okay, right. So secretly write, why do you love him in the piece of paper? So you can start with, I love you because. And you need to write, why do you love him? So all the daddies, don't look to the other side. Have you finished? Do you need more time? If you have finished, some of you can let me know.
Am I finished?
Oh, Sihat is telling me he has finished. So, you know, mummies, we always cuddle you, hug you, and always I love you and kiss you, but daddies may not do it all the time, do they? Now I want some of you, we don't have time, all of you to say what you have written, but I'm going to give a couple of chances to each class. So one of you can come forward and tell us what you wrote. So from Key Stage 1 class, who would like to, Key Stage 1 class, who would like to come forward and read what you wrote for your daddy? Tata. Okay. Okay, Mukuni. Read it to us, please.
I love you because you take care of me and help me with riding my bicycle and doing tricky things.
Thank you. Look at that. You love me, you take care of me, and You help me ride my bicycle. You see the things daddies do that mummies can't do? You are, when you cannot ride the bicycle on your own, the daddy put you on it, and then he has to take your weight and the bicycle's weight to support you. They're strong. They're like giants, aren't they? And I'm going to just tell what Sihat has written here. He's hiding it from his daddy. He has written something similar, Mutuni. He's saying, I love you because you play games with me. You see the things daddies do in your life. Now I'm going to key stage 2. From key stage 2, can somebody let one of the children let us know what you have written? Key stage 2. Can or Yugan? Who is that? Is it Yugan?
Yeah.
Okay, Yugan, go ahead.
I love you because you keep me safe under. I love you because you keep me safe under any condition. In brackets, you put me first.
Ah, you put me first. You see, daddy is protecting and putting you first. Number 1 in their life is you, but you will not know always. They might turn up a little strict and ruling, but they do it because they want to protect you. Very good. I'm going to key stage 3 now. I want to give a chance to somebody who spoke less. Who is going to share what you wrote from key stage 3? Who would like to? Buddhil?
I love you because you look out for me and push me in the right direction to have a good future.
Push me in the right direction. You see the things they do? That's very good. That is very good. So I'm very sure that you have written wonderful things to your dad. So what are we going to do now? We are going to take it to your father, all of you. If all the fathers, ඔක්කොම තාත්තලට screen එකට එන්න පුළුවන් නම් දරුවෝ ළඟට තාත්තලා ගෙදර ඉන්න අය. Some daddies may be out working. Why did they have to go to work? Because they have to work hard to give a life, a living, a good living to you. So it doesn't matter if they are here or if they are not, or even if they are in heaven, they are looking out for you.
So you can give them until the dads come to the screen. I think Darshi teacher made me write something about Father's Day as well. So I just want to say it. Is it okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Apache, because I call him Apache. I love you. We were walking. The time I started as a little girl through country roads, forests and fields. You led us. I stopped and asked, Apache, slow down. He said, you can follow me. I never let you fall. You caught me every time before I fall. Now, you are not near me. You are back home. When I fall asleep, you are near me. When I wake up, you are near me. You are the pillow and you are the pillar. You are near me. Buddha taught me the way of living. You taught me the way to remember it. Apache, I love you. Pitu Padanama.
Thank you, Sudharma teacher, for that beautifully written First, gathering all our thoughts that we wanted to tell our fathers. Thank you very much for that. I'm almost crying. So now I think our children are ready to worship their fathers. So now is time for you to give this little message that you have written to your father. If your father is not at home, you can give it to your mom and you can give it to him when he comes back. You can even decorate it better to surprise him when he returns home from a hard day. Okay? Right. Let's all kneel down in front of the father. Let's all kneel down in front of the father now. And we are going to say the Gatha. Sihatko, and you can worship the dad. Okay. Right. Let's all recite louder. Okay. Uttikaro alingitva
Chummitva piya puntakang Rajamajang supatitang
Supadam
namamahang Sadhu
Uttikaro
alingitva Chummitva piya puntakang Rajamanjang supatitang Pitupadang namamaham Uttikaro alingitva Chummitva piya puntakang Rajamajang supatitang Pitupadang
namamaham.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
You can give a big hug to your tata. A big one. Over to you, Sudham and Devlini.
Thank you, Darshi teacher and Sudharma teacher, for that wonderful explanation about celebrating fathers. I have learned a lot from this. I have learned that my father and all of your fathers are so significant in your life, and you must be all so lucky to have a father. Now, next we have, I see we have come to the end of our Poson celebration. To be honest, this all happened because of our Venerable Kusalatero, and I humbly invite Venerable Kusalatero to do the Punyanumodana. Teruvan Saranai to all those who participated, and I wish you all a happy Poson Poya Day. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
First of all, I would like to touch upon few things in related to the generosity, compassion, and loving kindness. You all aware about current situation in Sri Lanka. Many of the people, many of the children especially, don't have enough food to eat, don't have enough clothes to wear. They don't have enough place to sleep. But we are lucky to have all those things: food, medicine, shelter. So try to put into practice this teaching: generosity, compassion, and loving kindness. This is what our Anubudu Mihindu Maharahatan Wahanse taught us 2,300 years back. So try to put this teaching into practice. Whenever get opportunity, use that opportunity to practice this wonderful teaching. So this online Poson celebration has been made possible as a result of collaborative partnership with many people dedicated to the Dhamma school. It is due to the time, energy, and effort of everyone involved that we could hold the successful Poson celebration online event. Gratitude and appreciation are extended to everyone, particularly the following people: Dr. Dondi Silva, advisor to the Vishwa Daham Pasala, all teachers for their input, also all administrative and support staff for their hard work, all committed parents, guardians, and friends. I wish to further extend my thanks to Most Venerable Dedunupitiya Upananda Thera for his valuable guidance. The children have been magnificent in their participation for this Poson celebration. Particular admiration and appreciation is extended to the children's activities. There are devotional songs, recitation of Gatha, narrating poetry, creative handicraft, and superb, eminent speeches. Additionally, the two compares Sudam Karyakaravana and Devlini Munasinghe have kindly showcased their talent in introducing the various performances. Finally, our thanks and appreciation go towards all individuals who have made it possible for this event to be successfully implemented. Thank you very much. Teruvan Saranai. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sukhi hotu.
Bhuma Ping, Swamin Wahanse. I think let's all worship Swamin Wahanse by reciting our Silavantang Gunavantang Gatha. Sudamputa, would you be able to lead everyone with the Gatha? I can help as well.
Okay. Silvantang Gunavantang Punyakitang Atnuterang Dulabena Mayalattam Paltitung Warang Sariputta
Agatang
Patipatiya
Sanda Sitava Buddha Putta
Namahang.
Sukhi hotu. Abhivadana silisa nichang vaddhapachayino Chattaro Dhamma Vaddanti Ayuvanno Sukhang Balang ආයුරාරෝග්‍ය සම්පatti සග්ග සම්පatti මේවච අතෝ නිබ්බාන සම්පatti ඉමිනාතේ සමිච්ඡතු. තෙරුවන් සරණයි හැම දිනාටම.